At ease. It's your boy Soul Immortal. Have you brothers ever been to an amusement park, like a Six Flags, like a Disney World, without getting the speed pass? In other words, you're one of the brothers that are sitting in line, for 2, maybe 3 hours just to ride one particular ride, right? Now, at the end of the day, 12 hours deep, you're gonna look up and you've only ridden maybe 3, 4, 5 rides on the park, right? And if a person was to ask you, did you like Six Flags? Did you like Disneyland, Disney World, or whatever? You would say, well, I liked it, but at the same time, I don't feel like I got the full experience of the park, right? Now, this is what I'm hearing from a lot of men today when it comes to, them entertaining the women in their lives, right? I'm hearing a lot of brothers say, out of their frustration, whether it's in videos I'm seeing on YouTube, whether it's in conversation in one-on-ones, whether it's just in general conversation with me chopping it up with a brother or two, right? I'm hearing that a lot of the frustration that men are having is because they don't feel like they're getting the full experience out of that woman, meaning her sexuality, meaning her femininity and all that, right? So today, brothers, I want to show you how to get all 50 shades out of your woman.
Is it not written in your law that ye are gods? You understand what I'm saying? So it just depends on what level you own based on whether you're human or whether you're immortal.
Now, brothers, the first thing you need to understand is that when it comes to you having the ability for a woman to tap into that full feminine side, that full, sexual side of herself, you have to understand, man, that whole game is mental. It's less about the physical and it's more about the mental than most people think, right? Now, I'm always talking about the quote from As a Man Think, James Allen, when he says a man is gonna, man does not attract what he wants. Man attracts what he is. So long story short, brothers, if you want to attract, or if you want your woman to resonate in this full femininity, this full highly sexual type being, that must mean you have to be the polar opposite of that. You have to be the masculine representative of what that is for the feminine side, right? And I'm gonna tell you, brothers, one of the first ways to get your woman in this type energy is to be a man of leadership, right? A man that has leadership qualities. And this is what I mean, right? Like, you have to understand, man, that a woman not only wants leadership, she needs leadership. I'm always talking about how a woman is a supercharger. You have to understand, man, that a woman is really just a ball of pure energy. Of pure energy that's meant to attach to a man to make a man, a more powerful being. So if you understand that a woman is mainly pure energy, it's almost like going back to the supercharger. If a woman is a supercharger, her role is strictly to pump air down that, pump love, pump affection, pump whatever that is down to her man. It's her man's role. It's her man's role to be the steering wheel, right? So a woman, I'm telling you, one of the main ways to get your woman in this state is to be a leader, man. Now you can look on television, man. You can go to some of these mega churches, and I can tell you right now, man. Most men aren't the spiritual leaders in their household or in their relationship, man. Most men aren't the spiritual leaders, man. And I'm telling you, if you aren't a spiritual leader for your woman, brother, I'm telling you, a lot of those valves inside of her that will get her to where you want her to be, brother, they'll never be accessed. Look on television, man. Why do you think all these women are going crazy and filling these church pews up to see TD Jakes? You know what I'm saying? Why do you think these women are online listening to, the Miles Monroes and the Benny Hinn's? And nothing is wrong with that. Let me get that straight. Nothing is wrong with the woman seeking out to listening to any of these guys. But she can't be looking to She can't be looking to these men as her spiritual leaders. If she's not looking at you as the go-to as far as her communication with the source, go back to the hierarchy, man. I talk about the hierarchy all the time. God, man, wife, family. The thing you have to understand, man, that it goes back up that route too, man. So if you're gonna be reigning supreme over your household, over your relationships on this planet, man, you have to be a spiritual leader. And I'm telling you, if your woman can't come to you, in that arena and get guidance, brother, I'm telling you, you will not be accessing that woman like you want to, man. Leadership, as far as like, think about how this world is moving. If your woman is tuned in to Fox or CNN or any of these other channels, and what's being said on television overrules what you have to say about it, brother, you aren't giving guidance. You aren't leading like you need to. You know what I'm saying? And this leadership has to cover every area of life, man. Whatever comes up in life, in your relationship, in your marriage, whatever it is, brother, you have to be the go-to for all things. You know what I'm saying? You have to be the final source. And if you don't have that type energy, brothers, I'm telling you, you're not going to get your woman to get in this space that you want her to be. At the same time, man, you have to be able to tell your woman no. She's going to come whine and cry and do all these things women do, man. But when you see a decision she's trying to make, if you see that thing is gonna take y'all south or take her south, brother, you have to veto that stuff, man. And I'm telling you, a lot of guys can't check these boxes. Again, you have to be a spiritual leader. You have to be her go-to for the source of the majority of things. And brothers, you have to be able to shut her down on certain things that don't reside with, or that don't go along with what your end goal in life is, right? So leadership. Now, the second one, man, is dominance, right? You have to be a dominant man. But let me pause for a second, man, because what I'm not saying is, or what a lot of brothers think is, a lot of men think that, once you're in the bedroom, if you're slapping on some ass or if you're pulling on some ponytail, a lot of brothers say, you know what, just because I do X, Y, and Z, now I'm a dominant man. I'm dominating her in the bedroom. But I've said this a million times. Anything revolving around sex, you have to understand that sex, sex and intimacy and all that stuff, that's just a byproduct of what a relationship is. That's just the byproduct of where a man and a woman really resonate. But when you're talking about being a dominant male, brother, a true dominant male is dominant in all areas of his life, right? In all areas of his life. And when you say, well, what is a dominant man? We could go 100 different avenues on describing what dominance is. But in a nutshell, it's a man that clearly knows what he wants in life and is really accepting nothing outside of that. I'm going to say it again. A dominant male, in a nutshell, is a brother that knows what he wants, where he's going, and he's not accepting anything outside of that. And I'm talking about a man like that's setting goals. When a man set goals and he's going toward his goals and he's getting all these no's and rejections on the way, he's still going toward that goal. He's a man that's focused only on one thing and is not accepting no for an answer. He's not afraid to take L's. And think about how this translates to the bedroom, man. When you want to get this full experience out of your woman. When your woman knows you move like that, that you're a man that, you know what, when I set my goal on something, or when I call something my truth, or when I call something, something that I like there's nothing else outside of that, and I'm not taking no. Think about how your woman sees you as you approach her in the bedroom now, right? She knows how you move. She knows that if you want a certain thing out of that experience, then that's the direction you're going, and you're not taking no for an answer, man. This is putting your woman in a submissive state. This is putting her in a submissive state. This also ties to a woman being, feeling protected. When a man moves like that, a woman knows she's getting a whole nother level of protection from that man, and that turns her on, man. I always kind of tie this to, like a like a smidget of Stockholm syndrome, man. A woman wants to, when you talk about a woman feeling protected, she wants to know that you move a certain way, almost to the point where she's a hair away from fearing you. You know what I mean? Because she knows how you move, man. That's gonna make her feel just that much more protected, man. Just knowing that you move in a dominant manner, man. That you move in a dominant manner. Again, it's a man that knows what he wants and isn't taking anything outside of that. And I'm gonna tell you this, brothers. I'm gonna tell you this. The quickest way to turn your woman off, I'm gonna tell you, brother. Be the polar opposite of that. Be the polar opposite of that. In other words, I'll say this. Take your woman to a restaurant, right? Get you a big T-bone steak. Tell them you want it. You want these fancy steakhouse. I'm talking about, one of these $90, $150, steaks, right? Tell them you want it medium well. And they bring your steak out well done. It's dry. Tell them you want, I wanted a loaded baked potato, and they bring you out some French fries, right? And the waiter comes and sets it down, right? And you looking at it and you like, this is not what I ordered. And the waiter says, oh, okay, my bad. And you say, oh, well, no, it's cool. Like, no. Like, I'll just bite the bullet on this one, man. Like, it looks good, man. Like, it'll do. I'm telling you, brothers, this is one of the quickest ways to turn your woman off. Because it's saying that you're not a man of dominant nature. It's saying that you're not a man that says, you know what, I asked for a certain thing, and this is what I expect to receive. You know what I'm saying? You have to be a man that says, you know what, like this is not what I ordered. Like take this shit back and give me what I wanted, right? Because I'm paying you the full amount. You're not going to give me a $300 bill and I say, oh, I only got $220 in the bank, so just take this. It goes both ways. Dominant men respect dominant actions and other dominant men. I was on a live. I had a live the other day, man, with my brothers, man. I had Brother Kid, I had Brother Booker, had Pete Taylor. And Pete Taylor and Booker, Brother Booker, they had a little quick, I won't say disagreement. They kind of brought two topics up, and they disagreed on it. And they kind of had like a little quick sword fight, back and forth, right? And at the end of the day, man, you have to understand that dominant men respect dominant men. Men just move different. Like a man needs to be a guy that stands on his purpose, that stands on his belief, stands on his truth, and is willing to challenge any other man, any man about that. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, when you have two dominant men, I'm telling you, these are the type brothers that respect each other. These are the type brothers that move in circles alike. Because again, dominant men respect dominant men. So I'm telling you, brothers, one of the quickest ways to get your woman, in this state that you're trying to get her in her full femininity, in her full deepest sexuality, to access 50 shades of that woman, right? Is to be a dominant man, right? Now, last one, brothers, I've talked about it before, but I don't think a lot of men understand how important it is for a woman to, one, feel safe, and two, for a woman to feel a part of something. Because I've said it once or twice, and I'll say it a million more times. A lot of the reasons why women are tapping back into this hypergamous state that's in all of them, right? A lot of the reasons why a lot of women are stepping out and cheating and doing all these things, right, that we talk about, is because a man has no direction. I'm telling you, you have no idea, brothers, how much you being a man on a mission, you having a man, being a man in a certain kind of direction, brothers, you have no idea how much that plays in your woman being this sensual and feminine woman that you want her to be, man. In other words, what a woman is thinking when she comes into a man's life is, where the hell are we going? Like what is your mission in life? Like, I'm attaching to you. I'm gonna pump this energy and love and all these things into you so that you can win. But like, what are you going to do with it? You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do with it? And I've always said it, man. And I wish I would have known this earlier in my life. But until a man has his purpose and knows where he is going, it makes no sense for him to even bring a woman on his team the long way. I mean, you talking about brothers getting married and having children and all this stuff and having absolutely no clue where they're going. Have absolutely no clue like what kind of legacy they're trying to leave, what kind of mark they're trying to leave on the planet. Brothers, I'm telling you, this is a dangerous game, right? Two parts. On one part, it's a dangerous game for a man to bring that kind of lifestyle into his life without having that mission laid out. At the same time, and you're a woman, man, I'm telling you, brothers, you will not be receiving the full woman experience. It will be equivalent to you going to the Six Flags or you going to the Disneylands and Disney World of this planet and not having a speed pass, man. It's gonna be the experience that the 80-90+% of other men are having, man. So I'm telling you this, brothers. In a nutshell, if you want to access all 50 shades of your woman, man, you first have to understand that it's an inside job. And when I say inside job, I mean it's a job that's going to take place inside of you. Man does not attract what he wants. Man attracts what he is. So in other words, if you want to attract that full feminine woman, if you want her to be, this homemaker and she's cooking, meals and she's keeping your house clean, she's keeping things organized, she's making sure the kids are on point. In the bedroom, she's this sexual beast. She's fully submitting to you. I'm telling you, brothers, if you want your woman to be in that energy, then you have to be in an energy as well. In other words, you have to show leadership. You have to be the go-to for all things. Two, you have to be a dominant man. In other words, you're not taking no for an answer in any part of your life. In any part of your life. And finally, brothers, you have to have a mission. You have to have an end goal. You have to know where the hell are we going.